and welcome to this week's
Zeng This.
You got me, Zenger.
And I'm Ellie.
And we've got some once again, as usual, we start every podcast, of course, with the what's in the news. For the Zeng This stuff. So, we got a few things to talk about. I'm going to start with the, have you heard about what's going on with the Flash movie?
Why don't you tell me?
Well, there is nothing to really talk about because apparently they're doing a page one rewrite of the entire thing.
Wow.
So, I'm not trying to be a Marvel fanboy or anything with this. I do enjoy some of the DC stuff. Yes, they could have done a lot better with certain things, but it is what it is. With that, I don't know. They've done a lot of rewrites with, of course, Superman. There's apparently been a lot of rewrites with the Justice League. Apparently, every one of these movies is suffering issues with reshooting and rewriting the script a lot. And I don't know. I just don't. It just doesn't. It's not promising for me to hear that. I mean, Suicide Squad was a movie.
It wasn't bad and it wasn't great. It was just kind of there.
I think I don't know if I've said it on here yet. I don't think I have. But if I have, I'm just going to repeat myself real quick. I feel like there was another movie playing that I just was not watching.
Yeah, I think you said that.
That they cut away, and there's another movie that has more in it that we just did not get to see.
Maybe you'll see.
We did watch the extended cut.
You know how when you watch a TV show and it'll keep re-airing the episode from different perspectives?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm feeling like there was different perspectives or different parts of it that just
we didn't see.
Yeah. And it just felt like it was kind of jumbled together. And then Batman versus Superman felt very... I'm not going to say the same. I felt differently about that one. I just felt like the storyline just did not flow the way it should have. And then Man of Steel, I just don't... I don't count... Like I said, they're not bad movies. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they seem disjointed at times. Like, when they're good, they're good.
Right.
But, I don't know.
I think definitely DC is nailing the TV aspect.
Yes.
But not so much the movie.
I mean, we got high hopes for Wonder Woman and Justice League. We'll hopefully start the redemption process. Maybe that's why they had to do... I don't know. Just a page one rewrite of Flash is just kind of very, in my opinion, I don't know.
Yeah.
This could be going any direction, and I'm just hoping for the best.
Right.
Like I said, I don't want DC to just tank, because I enjoy DC a lot, actually. So, I'd like to see them do a little bit more with their stuff, and we'll just see where this goes. So, I guess we're going to talk about Star Wars. We of course, have an entire extra-sode every month now devoted to each movie and other stuff.
Yeah,
and other stuff. But I feel like this is a current event thing, so we can discuss it now.
Yes.
And, I mean, the movie has a title now, and it's The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Which I've already seen tons of different fan speculation on what this could be. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. You're the theorist.
So I could put my theory hat on real quick.
You're good at your theory hat, actually.
I have been pretty accurate recently with
Yes.
certain predictions and completely off with others.
Right.
So, let's...
Oh gosh.
Let's...
Did you hear that crack?
All right, let's do this. All right. So, The Last Jedi in The Force Awakens referred to Luke as the Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be Luke? I think yes. Now, what does that mean for Rey?
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Well, here's the fun thing. What's the plural of Jedi?
Jedi. Oh, da da da.
I'd like to claim that for myself, but other people have already pointed that out, so I'm not trying to be all up on that. But it's true. The plural of Jedi is Jedi.
Right.
And, I mean, could this be referring to multiple people, like the last ones? Or I think the reason it's referring to The Last Jedi is you're going to hear Luke's, what happened to Luke, and it's going to focus more on him.
Right.
Because a lot of the titles for Star Wars movies have been very literal. The Phantom Menace, of course, referring to the Phantom as in the Sith, as in Darth Maul. Attack the Clones, the Clone Wars begins.
Right.
Revenge of the Sith come back. New Hope, it's so on and so forth. I mean, we could go through all of them, but seem to be very literal. So I think it's referring to we're going to get the backstory on what's going on with Luke, is my prediction. And I don't think that means that, I mean, could he die at the end and then she takes over as the Last Jedi then?
It's very possible.
Or is this just kind of, we're going to get what's going on? I personally, my prediction is, as I said, it's just going to tell the backstory on what's been going on with Luke.
I mean, she seems very struggled. Like if she wants to take that on or not.
The other thing that I also have stated when I first saw this and was discussing with people is maybe Luke forsakes himself as a Jedi and says, I'm no longer a Jedi anymore because I have failed. Right. And that could mean she could be I don't know. There's so many different directions this could go in. So, I mean, without a trailer, there's no real telling. Like I said, my prediction is it's focusing on Luke. And I got some fun stuff that I want to talk about with Snoke, but I'm going to wait on that until we have one of our extra episodes of the Star Wars stuff and discuss it for that.
Are you sure?
Yes, because it's going to take a long time. And
okay.
I'd rather save that and build up anticipation, because I've already done a prediction for Snoke, but I've heard a very interesting theory which I want to pass on because it's very interesting, and it's kind of, things are pointing in that direction. So
okay,
who knows where that could go?
Da, da, da.
So now, since we've covered DC, and we kind of technically covered Marvel by talking about Star Wars, let's talk some more Marvel. But
that's still weird to think about.
It is. But let's cover some more Marvel with an announcement that was made recently. #reassemble.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go into a little bit more about some cute little fluffy yellow birdie things later. But when I was kind of looking up stuff about the new Chocobo Festival, I came across a definitely teaser trailer for Marvel Assemble.
And do you think this is going to be in the same vein as their other games or not?
I mean, I'm trying to decide. Do you remember Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
That's what I was kind of hinting at, is that.
I mean, I played the poo-poo out of that. I loved that game. Well, I mean, there were two of them, but
I actually enjoyed them prior to that when they were known as X-Men Legends.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because I had two of those. There was X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends Rise of Apocalypse.
So, you know Square Enix, right?
I've heard of them.
Little ditty of a company. They've really been nailing, in my opinion, recently the whole open world thing.
Which is the main discussion today on how open is your open world.
Exactly. But I just wanted to say really quick is I'm wondering if it's going to be like an open world Marvel type game, more in the realm of like the Tomb Raider or the new Final Fantasy style, where you may be. I mean, I don't know. Or is it going to be more of like the Ultimate Alliance style? So I'm curious to see more information about that.
Can I say something real quick without being judged?
Oh, no.
I don't want to create it for the game character. I don't. I seriously do not want that, because I feel like I want to play as a character that I'm aware of, not some just created for the game character. Because I know they did that in a previous game, and I'm just not a fan of that. Let me play as some established character.
Well, maybe they could give you an option of who you can play as.
See, that would be cool. I just like I said, I'm trying to remember which. I want to say it was the X-Men Legends 2. You had some like new recruit that had just some random powers, and it just.
You didn't care for that.
No, because just let me play as Wolverine.
I know. Wolverine's so fun.
So that's definitely something to look forward to.
Yes.
in the realm of what's going on there with that. 'Cause, I mean, it could be anything. It could be an
could.
RPG. It could be an action adventure.
Yeah,
It
because they
could be
really don't.
yeah. I mean, they've run the gambit with their games, so who knows?
Yeah.
So I guess we can start with our big topic today.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. So to finish out our RPG month, and we're not gonna never talk about RPGs after this.
No.
It's just
Because those are my faves.
I said shout out to 540 Gaming.
Yes, thank
for
you.
them having this idea of doing a theme month for the Facebook group. So we continued it over to the podcast
Yes.
for this month for just something fun to do. So we were discussing open world games with each other.
Yes.
Sorry.
Frog.
Yes. But we've discussed open world games. Now, many of these are normally RPGs, and we just discussed how open do we like the open world. With that, we're going to discuss sort of, well, let's have Ellie explain the Chocobo Festival that's going on right now in Final Fantasy 15. I think that would be a good explanation on how we're discussing how we like our open world games
So
to
let
be.
me take over. You're killing me. Okay. So, right. What he's saying is, you know how when you have an open world game, you have your main storyline, but then you have your little side quests. You know, that's typical. You got your main quest, your side quest, that kind of thing. But then some games just go to the extreme. You know, you may, like with the new Final Fantasy 15, which I have, you know, it's like my second life. You know, you can level up your photography skill. And,
So you can take photos in it.
right. And they just did a new update to where a character called Prompto used to only be the only one that could do the photos, but now you actually can take photos yourself now.
Oh.
It's a new update and it's awesome. You know, you can level up your survival skills. So as you fight in the battles in the real world, you have another character that will just like pick up items and potions and stuff like that. So you can level up him. Cooking, one of them has a cooking skill. And then, of course, Noctis can do fishing, which you would love. I think you tried it the other day.
Yes.
But so basically, you know, you have all these different things, and you can devote hours and hours of just fishing and doing various stuff. But now they have this, it's like a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
It's only for a few weeks. I think it's February 20th is when it goes till. But basically, it's one of the big cities in the game, and they're having this Chocobo Festival. And there is really nothing in it that helps the main gameplay.
Okay.
It is literally just for the fun of it. And you can get a few t-shirts and some items that you can carry on into your normal gameplay. But I'll be honest, it's a little weak.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really any.
And it's the first time they're doing this
Yes,
too.
this is the first time. But it's similar to MMOs. You know how like when you play Warcraft and certain MMOs,
they had events that would go
yeah,
on.
they'll have like annual seasonal events and stuff. So it reminds me of that. So it's kind of interesting to see the single player world kind of merge. Mm-hmm. But so I don't know. Do you find that kind of stuff fun, or do you think it's too much?
Here's my question: does it add to your character at all? Like if I, catch a ton of fish and do a ton of stuff like that, is it just kind of for the fun of doing it, or does it add experience and stuff to the character, or can it add stuff like extra items or exclusive stuff that I wouldn't normally get?
Well, with the Chocobo Festival, you can get items in it that you wouldn't be able to get in the regular game. So they are exclusive items that you can carry over.
See, it's one of those things I kind of think about with the whole, am I doing something just for the sake of doing it, or is there a higher purpose for it in the game? If you guys have been tuning into our Twitch stream recently, I've been playing Elder Scrolls,
Right.
and if you've been watching, I've been doing nothing really of story mode in it, which is the irritation and bane of Ellie to have to watch me do that. But that game, you don't have to do the story mode after a certain point. It just allows you to do
Right.
whatever. And I feel like I kind of enjoy that in the game. And as for, the fishing and stuff in the other game, it's a fun addition, but it's kind of one of those, is there a payoff for it? I can think of in The Witcher, there's like the bounty hunting and stuff like that.
Well, which gets you
more
money.
money and more experience and
Yeah.
exclusive items and stuff like that. And same thing in Skyrim. I know that there's other quests and stuff that you can kind of come across by doing just wandering around and finding stuff. Or you can get trophies for discovering a certain number of areas and stuff like that.
Well, how about if we're going to keep on The Witcher for a little bit?
We can.
What about Gwent? That has nothing to do with. Now they do have quests that
And
are
they do have
Gwent-related.
trophies or achievements linked
Right.
to it too.
But as far as the getting exclusive items and that kind of thing, it
it offers you just a money reward
Yeah.
in game, technically.
So, and you know me, I like Gwent so much that I bought the
The
special
special
editions
editions.
with the expansions just so I could get the physical copies of the cards and be able to play it on my own. So for me, is realistic and as much fun stuff because it immerses me in the world more when I feel it makes the world feel more realistic to me when
and
there's
feel
that
more
kind of stuff.
lived in then too.
Yes, but I can see how it would annoy some people.
I mean, different games. I can think of and it's mostly RPGs seem to have this, extra kind of, oh, you have a quest where you got to save the world, but for some reason you're going to spend half the time fishing.
Yeah, I know.
Or you're going to spend half the time, going on like bounty hunts. Or we were talking about Grand Theft Auto is very notorious. I know that it's not technically an RPG, but it is open world.
Right.
You kind of do level up your character, so I'm counting it for this discussion. That has so much stuff that you can do that completely has nothing to do with the game. Like the main storyline. You just kind of can live your life in that game. And that's basically what the multiplayer is. It's
Well,
just
in Grand Theft Auto, couldn't you take your people on dates and go? Which one was it? You could go bowling and do
4.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's stuff in 5 too where you can do stuff like that.
Okay. And the new Yakuza 0 that just came
Mm-hmm.
out, that's got darts and bowling. It has all that stuff too that you can do other than just the main storyline.
I feel it's one of those things to where it makes the world feel more lived in and
Yeah.
more accessible, to where it kind of breaks up the gameplay a little bit, to where you're not monotonously doing the same thing over and over and over and over.
So I have another question for you.
Okay.
So let's see, Assassin's Creed 2,
Okay.
I think.
I'll correct you.
Thank you. That's perfectly fine. And like Sleeping Dogs, because I played a lot of that too. Those kind of games, they even go as far as like you can buy stuff like paintings for your home and new furniture.
Ironically, this is something that I dive deep into.
Is it
And
Assassin's Creed 2?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause you're, like, building up the homestead.
I know it's Brotherhood. I definitely know it's Brotherhood.
Okay.
You kind of technically do it in Black Flag for like upgrading your ship.
Right. So same concept, yes.
So it's kind of upgrading your
Yes.
life in the game.
So, I extremely enjoy that, but
But I mean, there's certain quests you can get or certain missions you can get to where if you complete all of them and do a ton of stuff that doesn't really contribute to furthering the game, you can get
Right.
exclusive items, which I kind of like that.
Right.
Or get special items that kind of add to your character, or get, something to where it's like you get infinite stamina or infinite this
right.
or,
Well, it gives you some kind of reward for doing the monotonous work of trying to.
which is cool. And I thoroughly enjoy that aspect of games, to try to, give them more life than just, beating it and everything. And I mean, that kind of goes into, if you're playing a game a second time around, you might skip certain things too.
Yes. If I usually do all that the first playthrough, and then if I'm playing it a second time to get like the
on New Game Plus
Yeah.
mode, where you have all your upgrades,
you still have all of it, correct?
you probably won't focus on.
Right.
Now, I will say for The Witcher, yes, I would do the bounties and everything over again, because you get stuff from them
Right.
enough to where it makes it worth it, and it breaks up what you do enough, I feel, in that game. Fallout, I know I said I liked upgrading stuff, and I might get pitchforks and torches
no.
thrown at me.
What are you gonna do?
I did not like the settlement thing in 4.
See, I liked it.
I didn't. It just, I just felt like it's something to where I felt like it was almost, you don't have to do it but you really feel like you're missing an entire part of the game if you don't do it.
Okay.
And that's kind of what irritated me, is that they really push that, and it's something that I just.
Now, I mean, I didn't go to extreme.
Oh,
like,
there's some extreme
that's
stuff
what I'm
you
saying.
can do with it.
Yeah, so I mean, I did the base type level stuff, I think, but and tell me, because I haven't really played it, but it seemed like to me the Metal Gear Solid, the newest one.
Yes, there
it
is
like
a
with your base,
lot of stuff you can do
you're
with
upgrading?
you can upgrade your character, your weapons, your teammates. There's a lot you can do with that, and I need to get playing on that some more again.
Yeah.
That one's really cool because that does have a nice little breakup to the whole gameplay and everything, and you can redo certain missions. Of course, you'll get less money for them,
Right.
and stuff like that. But that does have a lot of to where you can switch out your like. I know it sounds like I'm saying a card game here. Like I'm kind of comparing it to Gwent, as in it's kind of you can have the computer auto add people because you can capture people and add them to your crew, and then if there's people that have certain they're spec better than others, you can put them in different departments where they can help move along your development stuff a lot faster. So that's really cool, but I have a lot of that sometimes auto done for me because trying to sit there and go through all that's a
So
little.
it gives you the option to auto.
Yes.
Okay.
And you still need to get the people, but
Right.
once they're gotten, they'll put normally the best people possible
Okay.
into the different areas for you. So that's really that adds something to the game, in my opinion. Of it's more than you're just you. When you go into a base, you might, scout out who do I need to capture and who do I need to just knock out and just leave alone.
Gotcha.
So that adds some cool aspects to it. Far Cry, I know we brought that one up before. And that has, most of those games, the newer ones have the like legendary animal hunts and stuff like that. So that's something that once again breaks it up and gives you something to do. And of course, upgrading your stuff, even though it's more part of the game, it makes you have to go explore the world to go find some tigers or go find some bears or go find
It
this
really
or that.
forces you to utilize the open world system.
Yes, and I that one I don't mind as much because it doesn't feel like you're having to go do monotonous stuff. Even though technically, if you explained it to somebody, it probably sounds monotonous. I know that we're not getting into
the
it.
repeat missions.
Yes, I know we're not getting into it as much, but there's tons of MMOs that have that stuff in it too. And I mean, the celebrations and festivals and stuff definitely help, add why should I come play this game or why should I do this?
Well, I think they're really trying to, you have your Overwatch type games, that sort of thing that obviously people keep coming back and playing because they have double XP and they have other stuff like that. So this is
or they have the different events. And we're not saying we know that Overwatch is not a MMO or an RPG. That one just is very prevalent right now with its stuff because they have the Year of the Rooster going on.
But this is just the whole special event thing with the mainly online type games. This is I just think it's interesting that they're really starting to dive into that with single player games.
Well, here's another thing. I mean, once again, kind of getting off topic here a little bit, but Pokemon Go. I know that everyone's played that, so that's why I'm bringing this one up. And I know it's probably not the most popular thing anymore, but they have added something to where if you catch a Pokemon every day and go to a Pokestop every day, you get bonus items and experience for doing that. It rewards you and increases it each day you do it up to, I think it's 5 days, and then it resets. Okay. So I know that there are some games where if you log on to them every day.
That's a lot of the phone games.
Well, there's also console games where if you play at certain times or you do certain things, it rewards you for that. And that I think is a cool aspect of, I mean, do we all set our clocks to making sure that we do certain things in games? No, but I mean, you can speak to this. When do I normally play Titanfall?
When it's your group's happy hour.
Exactly, which gives you bonus stuff for playing during that time. So once again, that's a cool way to augment. I know that there are other games that do this, and there are probably some open world games that do it too. I mean, like I said we're getting off track for a second, but we're just kind of discussing, how certain games open up the world to the real world too, in that same sense. And I know there has to be RPGs that have that aspect, or even MMO RPGs that have, if you sign on every day or do certain things every day, you get bonuses. And that kind of rewards people who play every day. weekly events are another thing.
Yes.
So that's something else that you have to tune in.
Dailies and
Daily,
weeklies.
weeklies.
Yeah.
Destiny is really well known for that
Right.
stuff. Because I know when I used to play that a lot more. Once again, not an RP. Well, that one I kind of will say is a RPG-esque.
Well, like a lot of the like Warcraft and Aeon and all of those, they all have that's the Old Republic, the Star Wars MMO. They all have those daily.
And I mean, it's one of those things to where some people get tired of it, other people enjoy getting the daily stuff done,
Right.
and everything, because it does reward you for doing that, and that's the whole thing. It's opening up that world to where you just don't pick up that game to play, because. I mean, a great example, and I know this probably happens with Warcraft too, because it used to when I played it, is I go to do some quest or something, like just something that you do for that one moment, get that done, realize, oh my gosh, I'm close to leveling this up.
Right.
I'm close to leveling that up. And then next thing I know, I'm playing for an extra few hours. And that's something I've been doing in Skyrim. I get close to leveling certain things up, keep messing with them. Or I'm like, oh, I want to get this upgrade, so I keep playing. It's stuff that brings you in more in the world too.
Right. Well, and I think that you know how there was a time when people would always complain because these single player games were only going to be 15, 20 hours, and I think they add a lot of this stuff now to kind of make it longer. Because like with the Final Fantasy game, I don't know how many hours and hours and hours, and I'm still on like chapter 9, because like for the cooking skill, I have to go out into the fields and forage ingredients, or I have to. There'll be quests where you can go to the shops, the different shops, and they may sell the ingredients or the vegetables that you need to make a certain dish. And so some of the missions are they send you out, and because one of their people that was supposed to bring the supplies, got attacked, and so you have to go find.
So
the
you're
stuff.
still technically doing monotonous missions, but
Right.
they paint them a little bit prettier.
Yes, exactly.
'em.
Yes, so.
I mean, I've put 100+ hours into The Witcher,
Oh yeah,
and
easily.
I still haven't. I'll admit it, I haven't beaten it yet because there's that much to do in it that. I mean, that isn't even touching the expansions and stuff like that.
And the expansions are huge.
So I mean, that game is definitely one where you can sit there. And I feel a good open world game is one that I can sit there and not even focus on a mission and still get enjoyment out of it for hours.
Yeah.
So that's something I thoroughly enjoy about the games like that I have that extra stuff to where like I said, just sit down and just play and just have fun with, the world that they've given you to play in. I know a good one for that is definitely, I know that we've gotten away from RPGs, but this is a fun one. Just Cause.
Destruction.
Just Cause was just fun.
It was.
I don't even think I did half the missions. I just kind of just saw what I could do to
I liked
screw
getting
around and
the
have fun.
chaos points and
Exactly.
blowing things up.
It gave you stuff to do that was fun.
Red Faction was another one, not the newer one.
Red Faction Gorilla?
No, that's the newer one.
Red Faction 2?
I think it was 2, but it was like I hardly ever did the regular story missions. I just liked finding the enemy areas and just destroying it, and it was just really cool.
Well, here's one that we can stir up some controversy on. We haven't talked about Mass Effect yet.
Yes.
So what
Hey,
about
and you
scanning
can-
planets?
Oh, wow. So here I was going to be excited and talk about upgrading the Normandy, and you had to talk about scanning planets.
But that does have
Or
a lot.
going onto the planets with the rover.
See, that's monotony. That's just monotony in my opinion. I love that game, so don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, we
I
love it.
love that game,
yeah.
but there was certain aspects of it that were monotonous at times.
Ooh.
But yes, upgrading to Normandy, doing the character quests and stuff like that.
Oh, and what I loved, and this is so stupid, but I loved it, was like when you would go to the different shops, like on the Citadel and other areas, and you could buy the like replica ships and stuff like that, and then it would go back to your quarters.
Yeah.
Like you could actually see them like on
So once again, we're talking about stuff that affects the world.
It's-
That's where it looks. You can see a difference.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter to anything.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of neat to see as you played the game, you collected more. And so when you would go to the quarters and you'd see, it was like in the real world where you'd go out and buy a new action figure and you'd put it on your shelf. It was the same concept, so it was really cool.
So it makes it, once again,
yes.
feel more lived in.
Yes.
So that, like I said, one of our favorite games and everything. And like I said, it just has just monotonousness added at times.
But fun.
But the other thing is like a big thing in that was more of the character dialogue and just talking to people and everything. So that was really cool. I know Elder Scrolls and Dragon Age both have the books upon books upon books that you could technically just sit there and pick up and read.
The books. And
so once
Witcher
again,
does too.
Yes. So once again, making the world feel more broad and more lived in, and kind of fleshing out the story in some aspects too. Mm-hmm. So I guess since we kind of ended on discussing Mass Effect, I guess we could talk about the new one for a little bit since they've had some new trailers and stuff come out.
Yes.
So what do you think of it?
I'm excited. It seems to kind of like we were talking about the open world thing when they were...
Well, that's not an open world. It's an open galaxy.
Oh my gosh.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Beep. But you know how they had that one part where they were talking about how they were scanning different planets and different things to see
For the golden...
Yes.
The golden planet.
So it seems like you'll do a lot of exploring, a lot of open galaxy stuff.
Yeah, since it's a whole new galaxy, and it looks like you've got a colorful team of...
Checking off the boxes.
Of misfits.
Yeah.
I did like the one part in the trailer. They're like, you're going to need an army. And he goes, I don't need one. I got a Krogan.
I love
Once again, my love for the Krogan shows through.
It was pretty awesome. I like
but
that.
Something interesting I noticed, and this might have been in a previous trailer, I just missed it. There was what seemed to be a female Turian.
Yes.
Which is interesting because I don't think you ever saw them in the previous games. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I just wonder how connected it's supposed to be. I know that it takes place 600 years in the future from the previous game, but
right.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be any mention of Shepard or anything with that.
I am going to say probably more than likely yes.
Or what if he's been cryogenically frozen the whole time and you can play as him? Ah!
What?
No, I'm just... DLC.
My heart was a flitter there for a second. I'm still having a hard time letting him go.
I know.
Oh, Shepard.
But, I mean, we got new characters to play as and a new
yes.
adventure to go on.
Exactly.
And I don't know about you, but I completely forgot it's coming out technically very
March.
shortly. I know. I thought it was later in the year for some reason.
I know. Everybody take your sick days.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Mass Effect's always been known for DLC content that they put out and just extra content.
They're going to have a season pass, I'm sure.
Actually, I've heard that they're
Really?
possibly they're steering away from it like they have with the Titanfall stuff.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they've taken a hint from the guys over who did The Witcher.
What, do some like free DLC in the beginning? And
Yeah,
then...
well, do some stuff to where they give you some free stuff. Because, I mean, a lot of the stuff in the Mass Effect games is normally like skins or alternate outfits.
And they're really famous for cross-promoting.
Yes, which is cool. I don't mind that.
Yes.
But maybe kind of give us some cool free stuff.
I think I remember a certain person sitting across from me that liked the Dragon Age armor.
Yes.
In Mass Effect.
They had a lot of crossover stuff,
Yes,
which if I remember correctly. So that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, EA does that. You could, if you bought Battlefield, I know, you got an exclusive skin for Titanfall for your Titan.
Yep.
So definitely cool. And they also did some cross promotion with Buffalo Wild Wings because I got the emblem on the front of one of my Titans that has the Buffalo Wild Wings symbol on it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So definitely will be cool to see them do that. I mean, we got until March, so
right.
Actually, only 2 months. Oof.
It's pretty exciting. Less than 2 months.
I know. We'll be discussing that, I'm sure, more thoroughly.
Maybe we'll do some twitching.
Yes, we do have a Twitch now, and you can watch us play certain games.
I'm sorry.
And if this was a video podcast, you would have seen Ellie kind of shuffling back and forth in her chair, trying to be funny.
I'm so funny.
So I guess we're going to end it with that, because I don't know how to follow this discussion up anymore. What are some of your favorite extra things you can do in open world RPGs? Definitely let us know. And what are the best ways to let us know? You can let us know on Twitter at Zeng This. You can also join our
Facebook
page,
Zeng This.
And you can listen to us, of course, on SoundCloud. You also can listen to us on Stitcher, TuneIn, and Google Play. And very important now, if you do listen to us on iTunes, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. We greatly appreciate it. We got one, so we'd like to get some more, and we will read them.
Yes.
On the podcast when we do get them, so you'll get shout outs for that. You can also follow us on Instagram, where you can get some cool little collages that we do. I do post them on Twitter as well, but we're gonna work on doing some extra stuff for the Instagrammers.
Yep.
If you wanna tune in to us playing some games, we have
Twitch.
We have Twitch now, so
Yes.
we do stream every now and then. This week, I can already say, is going to be light, if there is going to be even a stream this week, because we're kind of booked up with records and life stuff. So sorry about that. If you want to contribute to helping the podcast, you can always go to patreon.com/zingness. So that's a great way to help contribute if you would like.
Yes.
And another way to get a hold of us is, of course, our email.
zingthis@gmail.com.
And I just want to give a shout out real quick to Unbeliever Russ, whose Twitter is at Bizarro Russ, who gave us a tweet back about the weird stuff in comics.
That was so fun.
And he gave us something about a Rusty Ryan. We will definitely be speaking about him the next time we do a weird stuff in comics, which I'd say about a few months we'll probably do another one.
Oh, yeah.
Because trust me, there's a lot of stuff, but we just want to thank him for that. And, ooh, man, it's going to be a fun one to discuss when we talk about it. Yes. Of course, if you're on our Twitter, I'm sure you'll be able to see that.
Yes.
So thanks, Unbeliever Russ, for that. Another very important thing to remember, people, is we have announced what the next Read This will be. It will be on February 20th. And it is the first volume of Copperhead.
Yes.
So if you would like to read along with us for that, you can pick that up. Local comic book store, Amazon, wherever you can get your graphic novels from, we highly recommend getting that so you can follow along with us on that one. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to our local video game store, since we did talk about some RPGs. If there's one that you heard us talk about that you'd be interested in, you are from our local area, go check out 8-Bit Oasis.
Yes.
They have basically games from current genre all the way back as far as you can imagine.
Yeah, the oldies but goodies.
Yes, so definitely go check them out. If you need any repairs done, they can do them there as well.
They even have artwork there.
Yes, and you might see a very familiar poster while you're in there for a certain podcast.
Us.
Yes, and they do repairs on controllers and stuff. I actually got 2 of our PlayStation controller sticks repaired, and they work like brand new now, so I cannot be happier with that. So with that, we will see you guys next week. DJ Golden Boy,
take us out.
Yeah. Go check out 8-Bit Oasis.
You said that weird.
I bit my tongue.
Okay.